You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. And no other better freaking place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch of no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
This is Jack. Welcome to Lunch with Fluff. And it is good that the rain has stopped in game. Otherwise, it would be raining on us here in the studio. I don't know if you noticed or not, but it stopped raining right at noon.
I did not. But I do notice that you're over on another TeamSpeak.
I am? Oh, wait, where am I? Is that better? For some reason, I don't know what happened there.
We were hearing you either way, but I just thought you'd get a kick out of knowing that.
I didn't even click on the tab that I know of. That was pretty funny. It's a good thing I had an open mic, or otherwise that would have been funnier.
Oh, definitely, definitely. So anyway, welcome everybody. January 27, 2016, here, Shroud of the Avatar. It is Wednesday, and we have a wipe tomorrow. Big wipe coming up,
Yep.
New stuff coming in. As always, everybody's eager.
Wait. You know what?
What? Do we have an update?
You know what? We have an update.
We have an update.
We have an update, ladies and gentlemen.
Star Long, we love you. Is it Star?
Long? Yes, it is Star. We have an update, so
okay, hold on.
It's a good thing that I'm staring at the website, and oh wow.
Where is it? 26 instructions. Here we go, folks. Everything we've been waiting for.
It is a long post.
Okay. So let me...
and I mean extremely long post.
Oh, that's good.
So I went ahead and linked it in the different chats.
Good. For everybody out
YouTube,
there.
Just because that's the one where I always forget to look at it. I went ahead and linked it there as well. So,
just for giggles and grins.
Yep.
And now, without
Giggles
further
and
ado, folks.
Release 26 instructions.
Now, hold on. Do we have the other link?
Or do you want to do the stand-up corner from yesterday first?
Oh, we're going to do the stand-up corner just for giggles and grins. I got to say
What?
bugs.
You got to say bugs first?
I got to say bugs.
Okay, you need to say bugs first. So let me go ahead and go back to the stand-up corner first. From yesterday.
I'm looking for...
This was posted 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and you ready for this? So this is
I'm
the
ready.
stand-up corner from Tuesday, January 26th.
Run through it.
Andy Cortez. Andy Cortez is going to be leaving Portalarium Studios if you follow him on Twitter. His last day is sometime this week, and then from there he is going to be joining the crew over at Rooster Teeth.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Well, we wish him the best of luck.
Yes.
It's going to be sad to see him go.
In the meantime, yeah, that is what I found out a while ago. In the meantime, Andy is working on City Wall bugs. You missed your cue.
Bugs.
And rock material shader updates. Bob is working on Cobalt architecture prefab bugs.
Bugs.
Jeff Mellon is working on Damon visual effects support and die bugs.
Bugs. Die bugs. Interesting.
And release 27 planning. What did I say? Almost every single post in here is going to have bugs in it.
But see, Kevin Wells is my favorite. Bugs.
Oh, yes. Kevin Wells is working straight up on
bugs.
Leo Taylor is working on interactive item sound effects and Elven sound effects.
Very nice. Leo, the sound guy, still looking for a nickname?
Yep. Well, I think we...
I know.
I don't know. So Matt is working on feet sliding bugs.
Bugs.
And
Potion drinking. Oh, very interesting. I'm sure
Scotty Jones is working on
bugs. R27.
You. I said bugs.
I did.
Oh. And release 27, Artifice, entrance and book support. Over in design, we have Brandon Cotton working on Damon bugs. And crafting and combat. And for some reason, you're awfully quiet today. So.
Oh, do I need to get a little copy there?
Yeah.
Is that
going
going
to
to do
closer
it?
to that mic?
Huh?
Yeah, a little bit closer, and I'll
There we
boost you
go.
up a little bit. And let's see.
Dan Brennan.
Dan Brennan, Playertown bugs.
Bugs.
Your cue. Playertown bugs.
I said bugs. You clipped on me. I don't know. We got some
okay.
little connectivity problem today.
Okay. And world building bugs.
Bugs.
And hometown biome. Finn Staber is working on tutorial world visual effects, and the Damon. Gina Dion is working on Release 26 forums and Release 26 books and customer service and community. Keith Quinn's working on
Bugs.
Richard Matey's working on world building bugs.
Bugs.
Scott Jennings is working on localizations and Airy.
Love Airy.
Yeah, Steve Saldivar is working on world building bugs.
Bug.
And High Vale Water. Over in the tech department, Eric Tuve is going to be working on animation system and combat AI and
Bugs.
Jason Unawine, scene loading performance. Joaquin Del Canto,
Bugs.
and lot sign user interface.
Nice.
Justin Gilbert,
Bugs.
in file, taxes and dynamic player home bugs.
Bugs.
I think glass is missing. And builds. Tassilo Phillip is working on accounting and security and billing architecture review, and Zach Shepard is working on bugs.
Bugs. More bugs.
Over in QA, let's see, James. We're not even going to try his pronounce. It's last name. Husar.
That sounds about right.
Or is it going to be Kausar?
Okay. Kausar?
I don't know.
Kosar? We'll have to ask him.
Yeah. Then I'll be like, yeah, I really don't care. Let's see.
Oh, come on now. Be nice.
Well, considering I mispronounce Michael's last name every single time, and I know it, and I do it intentionally because I prefer calling him Dameron. Because I think that's more epic. I think it sounds more epic as Dameron. And it's definitely much more fantasy related. So, James is working on sanity tests and regression testing and Release 26 player documentation. Michael Dameron is working on documentation review and QA. Reese Romero, sanity testing and regression tests and localization. Over in production management and other group, we have Chris Spears that's doing some of the work, not all of the work, and performance tuning and leads meeting.
See, we had to have that in there. I love it. Some of the work, not all of the work.
Not all of the work. Yeah. Dallas Snell is working on general business and leads meeting and forum post support and add-on store text. Michael Hutchinson is going to be working on world building bugs.
Bugs.
And leads meeting and lighting. Richard Garrett is going to be attending the leads meeting and playtesting and bug writing.
Bug writing. Bugs.
Bug writing, yeah. Rick Holtrop is going to be working on inventory and loot bundles and reward data bugs.
Bugs.
And Release 26 and Release 27 task review. Darlong is going to be working on Release 26 or leads meeting and Release 26 communications and Release 27 scheduling. Woohoo!
Yeehaw!
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
it was, I had to get a laugh on the Chris Spears. I knew that was in there. Some of the work, not all of the work, performance testing, leads meeting. I just thought that was a funny
I
edit.
think it's kind of funny that he did that, yeah.
You know. But meanwhile, moving on.
See. We do have Release 26 coming out tomorrow, so if you want to hop on over to that link, I'll give you a minute.
Is there a updated Google Doc on this link here? I haven't seen it yet.
Well,
Or is this the whole thing?
It's at the very top of that. If you just, as well as the linked instructions and known issues, the instructions are essentially the same thing.
No, the instructions are not the same thing. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, wait, hold on. Maybe I thought they were.
No, the instructions are.
Nope.
The instructions.
Nope, the instructions are completely different. You're right.
Anyway, as we have what we need here on screen, so let us, by all means.
You ready for the release 26? Okay, so I'm not going to worry about reading that introductory text, just because I'm going to skip down to the release 26, January 28th, 2016, where it's got that date big and bold and the first bullet point. So, release 26, as we have said many times, many times, it is a full wipe except for social. So social means that you get to keep your friends list. So if you hit your F key, you can have your friends as well as your guild affiliation. So, but it does wipe all the housing. It does wipe all the XP. It does wipe.
It wipes everything else.
Materials that you've collected. Yeah. So, and in the description, he does say that if you have add-on store items that you wish to convert to credit, which means to melt them, then you can do so on the Shroud of the Avatar website 3 times this week. Today is going to be the second option for that.
That is correct. 7 o'clock Central Standard Time tonight?
Yes, that is correct. Remember to do it before you log into the game server. That especially means the live server. It doesn't matter if you log into the QA server. Since I'll make all your add-on store items claimed in-game. Also, please note that if you upgraded a property-owning pledge since the last swipe, you end up with extra lot deeds because they did reset your claimed in-game. So you should have lots and lots of lot deeds. Don't worry about that until after the wipe.
That would be nice for testing.
Yes.
Throw down a whole bunch more lots.
Then... experience bonus. As with past releases, players will get a quadruple experience based on their achievements in the previous release cycle. This means until you reach the same level of experience you had in past releases, you will earn base experience plus 300% extra experience.
More testing.
So
more testing.
Yeah, just for testing purposes.
Now, did I tell you I saw Bad Name had a 30 GM count? 30.
Wow. That's
30
kind of
GM
insane.
skills. Now, of course, that is on the 4-time... Well, no, I'm sorry. Never mind. He started from scratch. I forgot. He was a new player.
That is crazy.
Yeah, no 4-time bonus there.
Yeah,
and,
but
that's
he will
awesome.
have the 4-time bonus now, so he should be able to
do it in half the
reclaim
time.
That and Cherry Bomb did a drive-by wave to us, and I am sorry that we missed it. Be able to see what I did on screen, but you get to guess what I did. Okay, so under the spells and skills bullet point, we're going to be reading for a while.
There's a lot of stuff to cover here.
Yeah, melee combat speed will be much faster than in previous releases, which is good. That was one of the complaints that I heard from a lot of people that were watching my stream, was that it seemed that combat took too long. So damage per second is up on both sides, but players will need to pay attention to managing their focus, as it is now much easier to completely deplete your focus. The free attack speed and damage, that's been adjusted, so auto attack and a standard free attack will do the same damage per hit, but free attack can be done slightly faster.
With some bonuses there, I see.
With some bonuses, yeah.
Now, is it going to be worth it? You know, I've played with free attack. I'm not a fan at all. I'm still not a fan of the combat system. But
yeah,
man, we're going to leave that alone right now.
Last time I played around with free attack, I was an archer, it was awesome for building up that charge for that first shot. But then when I was like messing around with my deck and everything else, that's where the free attack just completely failed me. Just because I would actually have to go through and actually manually attack. But I didn't quite like that at playing an archer.
User joined your channel.
So deck swapping now uses 10% focus versus 50% and can be used while moving and takes half as long. So someone joined us and left. That was Casey. Ooh, where did Casey go?
Here he
Oh,
comes.
there.
He's having
He's
some
coming
problems.
back. He's coming back. Yeah. Let's see. Click on self defaults to off, and click on self to target self. Okay, that I don't know what that means.
Well, I don't know if it's like if you're looking, on your screen, if you click on yourself, you highlight yourself.
Yeah,
User joined your
but why
channel.
would it? Why would they default that to off?
I do not know. And Casey Cupcakes, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi,
Hello,
Casey,
hello.
How you doing?
How are you? Welcome to the show today, brother.
How's your work schedule going?
I haven't been at work much, actually.
Are you doing okay?
I'm doing alright.
Okay. I guess this is a conversation for off air or on air.
It's a Debbie Downer conversation.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
So what do y'all got going on?
We are really reading the Release 26 instructions because they've been posted.
Yes, we have instructions up on screen. We're going through
We
what's
have official instructions.
coming out here. Yeah.
Yeah,
As
so,
I'm reading on. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so we have buff channels changes and limits. We now have the ability to define buff channels and categorize them. This means that we can have separate stacking limits for magic versus combat versus food. So they have finally started to change the way that buffs work in the game, which is a good thing. And they implemented a consider system. This is something I really do not like.
I'm not too sure if I'm going to be a fan of it. I really haven't had a chance to test it on the QA. I've been doing stuff with
So
player-owned
what they've
towns.
done is nameplates on enemies will now show the level difference between the enemy and the player. So the level difference equals the monster level minus the player level. We are considering moving this to be an active skill in the future, but for Release 26, it will always show. So less than 20, it is green. So 20 to positive 10 is blue. 11, positive 11 to 30 is going to be, so 30 levels above you would be a yellow.
Correct.
And more than 30 levels above you would be red.
And this is solely for PvE, correct?
Yeah,
Correct.
it's for PvE.
Yes.
And then non-hostile stuff and other players are white unless they're PvP flagged, and then they're yellow.
Now, it actually doesn't say that. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, monster level plus player level. I was going to say,
yeah,
it would
monster
be
level
interesting.
minus player level.
Yeah. Never mind.
The reason I don't like it is, and I also don't like the skulls that are at the entrance of the different scenes, is because one of the hallmarks of the original Ultima series was not knowing how powerful something was until you started to attack it. And so that changes your approach to combat. I mean, eventually you learn what zones are hard, which ones are easy, and so that takes the learning experience out. You just, for the maximum XP, you're just going to be constantly going from zone to zone for yellow monsters or blue monsters.
Does that hurt your immersion?
You're
Yeah,
breaking
that
my
almost-
immersion, man.
You're breaking my immersion.
You're breaking my immersion.
Yeah, but if they moved it to an active skill, that would actually be, I think, a little bit easier. So it's kind of like an assessment type of skill. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Sort of like the old item ID.
Yeah, so this would be Monster ID.
Well,
or something like
I
that.
remember in Ultima Online it was a skill where you had to see if you could size that enemy up, and that was nice. I mean, because if you weren't well trained, your chances were, crap.
Well, at the same time, that skill was pretty much useless anyways, because I don't remember it being tied to anything else to actually like increase your damage or anything else.
I don't ever really
Although,
remember
like,
using
anatomy,
it. I mean,
Anatomy, on the other hand, was a very useful skill for both healing, as far as the band-aids go, as well as doing damage
Band-Aids.
to opponents. Yeah, band-aids. I miss band-aids.
I love band-aids.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those ones where we're going to be talking about the con system a lot, and
I'm
right now I am not a fan of it.
I'm
So
looking
maybe-
forward to checking it out, but I don't know. Well, until I see it,
Yeah.
in actual reality, see how it functions, see how it feels.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reserve judgment on that one. Now, Decay is next on the list.
Yeah, Decay is the next thing on the list, and the Decay system has changed significantly since R25. It had a number of issues that caused Decay to accrue larger amounts than it should have been allowed. Those issues have been resolved, which is, hey, we fixed a Decay bug, and skills will only decrease to level 20 and caps at 72 hours of accumulated Decay. That
Now-
right there, I think, is kind of silly.
Now, there was some questions in the forums over this a while back, and I don't know
Yeah.
whether it ever got resolved or not. The way that is worded, Decay
Because
decreased
if
to
you
level
can only
20.
lose 3 days worth of Decay. That means if I'm a GM, that means that, and I only lose 3 days worth of work,
Okay.
which means
It's not
I'm
even
really
3 days
going
worth
down
of
to
work, though.
98, 90 something.
It's not 3 levels or 3 days worth of work. It's generally going
No,
to be in the.
if you look at skills will only decrease to level 20 and caps at 72 hours of accumulated decay.
So that's
the
the most
72 hours
decay
of a-
possible is 72 hours, 3 days, right?
Yeah, so 3 days. And if you think of it as, okay, I was level 30, the maximum it's going to drop down to is level 20. It's not going from 100 down to 20 in 3 days. Otherwise, everybody would be bitching about like the amount of skill decay in the game.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
So it's
there.
only 3 days of skill decay.
3 days of decay, but not 3
Yeah.
days worth of work of decay. So, like,
Well,
You know.
I think we're going to need a little
bit
bit more clarification to see exactly how it functions in
We're gonna
real
have to
life.
see how that works, but I mean, I think capping it at like 3 days worth of accumulated decay is going to be a little bit. Maybe they should have done a week's worth of decay.
Well, again, we'll see.
So if someone takes off for a week, they need to work to get backward to where they were.
Now, yeah, okay. Again, yet to be seen. We'll have to see it in
Yeah.
play. We'll be looking at it, though, that's for sure. Now, of course, the next one, the skill advancement modes. I don't know if I'm a big fan. I know it's in there, but I know they're also planning on bringing it on the way
Well,
to
the
wipe
skill
out
advancement-
skills.
Yeah,
which-
the skill advancement modes with the toggle between training, maintaining, and not training. That's the old school UO up, down, or lock.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all that is. So I think that's a familiar system to most people.
So not training is going to let it decay eventually over time, up
Yes.
to 3 days. This is where the other system comes into play.
Yeah.
But how does that work? Every 3 days, then? Again, it's going to be interesting to see it in effect. Now, you were
Yeah,
talking
so-
about the combat system just a little earlier here, and free
Yeah,
attack.
combat got a lot of changes, including balance, new skills, better targeting, etc. So free attack.
Now we have an
This is
assist
now the
system.
starting default. Yeah. We also added a key to toggle between free and auto attacks, and multi-shot is going to be ranged attack that hits multiple targets.
Now, what is your feelings
rapid-fire
on that?
ranged
I
attack
know,
that
I
sends
know you're a
string of
big
arrows
archer.
Towards, yes, so that's good. The archer's getting some love. The assist, so slash assist. I wonder if that's also going to be if you can like right click on that person's name and say just assist this target,
Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
and then you could always do like the so that will be very nice. So ranged attack targeting, this now picks the best target in front of you if none is selected. So it's auto picking targets.
It'll probably pick the least likely guy to kill you. In
Yeah.
my experience, it won't pick the tough guy that you want to take down. It'll
Which
pick
means
the little
should
puny
be
guy.
the easiest person to kill.
Yeah,
Easiest
exactly.
Person to kill. Upon releasing a ranged, it will act as if you had selected the target from the beginning. Remember that is actually that one's kind of good for the first target because if you charge up that bow shot and you charge up that skill, it can do, especially if you crit, you can almost one hit kill a lot of things. Then arrows for better balance. Arrows are now sold in bundles and quivers. This allows us to sell individual arrows for much less than a gold piece.
Absolutely,
And I
big
did notice
complaint
that,
out there.
On when I did do a little bit of testing, I did start out with a couple hundred arrows instead of the default 100, so I was actually able to kill some things.
That was nice.
And they have removed the specialty arrows completely, and so all attacks now just consume one or more arrows. So I wonder if that's going to mean that you are no longer able to hunt without arrows just by using special attacks.
We're gonna find out, aren't we?
Yeah, we will find out. Otherwise, archers are going to be really pissed off.
I wonder if that'll be able to make
so-
way for magic arrows.
Yeah, so a magical way to summon arrows. Yeah.
Well, that would
Um,
just be a spell on its own. You wouldn't need a bow.
No, like
Well,
the
no,
old
like
school Ultima
summon
magic
arrow.
arrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So pickpocket, they increase pickpocket caught stun effects from 30 seconds. So that's a decrease.
You don't
from 30
like
seconds.
decreases.
Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. Increased pickpocket caught stun effect from 30 seconds to 30 seconds from
20. Yeah.
If the target moves during pickpocket attempt, then pickpocket attempt fails. NPCs will now notice players trying to pickpocket them. That should be a percentage chance, not automatic. Crystal swords now flag two-handed to fix offhand exploit. Also only hits a single target now. Then offhand defense, the skill has had its damage resistance decreased to be more in line with current target values. Splintering strike, so they've done a ton of skill updates. Splintering strike now applies debuff instead of applying it half the time. Piercing breach damage has been doubled to match the aimed shot. Still includes the long range gust effect. Breaker, this passive skill breaker in the bludgeon tree was working, but now the amount of the effect was off by an order of magnitude. This has now been corrected, and it is back to raining in game. Let's see. Shock
it's just a
arrow, the
light
combination
drizzle.
has had its range increased to more closely match normal bow ranges. Taming has several enhancements. Heal creatures and resurrect creatures. These now also work on players, but at much reduced effectiveness. So casting a healing spell on a pet will reduce its effectiveness as well as a resurrect from the heal tree. So they're trying to push people to the actual pet healing skill and the pet resurrection skill. Target switching fixed.
Well, you don't have
bug that
much.
was keeping
Yeah, you don't have much choice in the pet resurrection skill. If you want
you
your
don't-
pet back
don't have
up, you
much-
got to use
much
it.
to do. Yeah. I really wish that they would actually bring back the melee version of Band-Aids instead of forcing everybody to use magic.
Well, maybe eventually, if enough people shout out.
Yeah. So,
Or we might get different levels of healing potions.
True.
That too.
The alchemy is going to be a factor in here. Don't discount potions, folks. By all means, don't discount reagents either, as you know. Something we haven't gotten to yet is the food buffs. So let's hold off until we get there. Or did we cover the food buffs?
We talked about it a little bit.
Well, the food buffs.
We just mentioned it.
Yeah,
we haven't gotten into detail about food buffs.
Yeah, okay.
But as far as potions, they need to completely revamp that, because why should a potion take up a slot because it's a consumable on your skill bar?
I thought they were addressing that. I thought I saw a blurb in there addressing that as well.
And it has a very long cooldown timer.
Well,
So yeah, right. That's why you don't see a lot of people drinking potions.
Dead Spider says he misses bandages too. How you doing, Dead Spider? Thanks for joining us today.
Yes, welcome.
Hope you're feeling better out there, not laid up on the couch anymore.
Resurrecting a body with a bandage breaks my immersion, though.
It breaks my immersion.
You know what? That's how good of a healer I am.
Hey, come on. The Egyptians wrapped people in cloth, to resurrect them, supposedly.
But then you'd make a mummy and not a resurrected.
That'll just give us a fight for mummies.
Maybe we'll just turn you into a mummy.
Yeah, that'll give us a fight for mummies.
Then I'd have to rip out all your organs and embalm you.
Which gives us push for cannibalism.
Yep.
And then I could finally make my cupcakes.
Oh, yeah, you'll be able to eat your cupcakes. Yeah. Okay, so
everyone dies for my cupcakes.
You ready to go back to this?
Yes. Where were we at here?
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, no.
The summon cooldown, the base cooldown decreased from 1 hour to 15 minutes, and summon timers, these no longer reset on scene transitions. So magic, if you look at how long, that's about a page of updates just on magic.
Yes, now the summon timer no longer resets on scene transitions.
So
I'm curious.
What it meant was if you had a summon pet and like your cooldown went from the 1 hour,
right,
and it was about to down to 5 minutes,
right,
and you left the scene, it would reset back to an hour,
right.
So you'd be stuck without a pet for an hour because your pet disappears whenever you leave the scene or change scenes.
And it would reset so that you could resummon, right?
No, it reset so that you had to wait the hour.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
Okay, I'm going to say, because when you leave a scene, your pet disappears and you lose the pet. So I don't get it. I mean, either way, your pet doesn't follow, so you're screwed. I still don't get that. If you got a pet, you summon them, and you leave a scene,
it was in error,
and you go to a new scene, your pet should still be with you, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I think they're working on that.
Yeah.
Because they were saying something about being able to have your pet on the overland.
Well, that'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my my random encounters in seeing NPCs on the overland map. But let's go back to the magic tree, because we do have inclusion
of a ton of
magic
chaos changes.
Demon, and the Master of Chaos Magic can now summon a powerful Chaos Demon to fight for them. Magic dodging and blocking spells had their attack logic refactored, so spells can now miss or be blocked in some circumstances. Some magic spells can now be dodged, blocked by shields, or even parried. In PvE situations with large spell level differences, there is a chance the spell will just miss.
I thought that was interesting when I read that.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, if you're going up against something that is 30 levels above you, you shouldn't always be hitting it anyways. More than likely, it's going to not just thoroughly smack you, you're not even going to scratch it. So,
Well,
Even
if you, let's say, like you GM'd a magic skill, you spent all your time training that, I think that should play an effect,
well,
regardless of the level difference.
if that doesn't mean that it's 100% hit though.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that.
I think that was part of the refactoring. It's kind of like everybody ganging up on a dragon. I mean, it should have better resistances and better armor to where most attacks don't really scratch it. So, but well, we can talk about that later.
Well, we got to play with all this stuff, and then we can.
We got 24 minutes, and
we're not going to cover it all. As tomorrow,
Micro Machine, read it. Go ahead.
Yeah, tomorrow after we get to play with it, we'll comment more as we get to play with this stuff.
Yeah,
just like we always do.
Please don't comment while you're playing with it.
Please don't what?
Why not?
Please don't comment while you're playing with it.
Oh, well, why not? Jack likes to do that kind of thing.
So, okay.
Now, speaking of which, hold on. While we're derailing this, we've been waiting for Casey to get here. Casey, I hear, was interviewed on Avatar's radio over the weekend.
I was by Wolfdom for the Wake Up Britannia.
And what was the occasion, might we ask?
Because apparently some people want to know who I am.
You're Casey Cupcakes, otherwise known as Sucks to Be You.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, you are Sucks to Be You. Cupcake maker extraordinaire. What more is there to know?
Unfortunately, I was out of town, so I had to get Angry to play it for me last night. So if y'all want to hear any of the Who Are You, if you can find the DJ that's on the air, you can always request them to play one.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Jack, get going.
Sorry, I read something that I really want to talk about. Spell critical damage has been normalized somewhat. Attunement, the effect curve for attunement has been made slightly more steep. This means that having a significantly higher attunement than your target will show larger gains. Reagents. Brace yourselves,
where was
large
that?
Changes are coming.
Where
Tier 3
is
spells now require reagents. The good news is that they are only infrequently consumed. I don't like that. Tier 3 spells can generally be cast around 20 times on a set of reagents before they are consumed. As part of this, we also reduce the price of reagents across the board. We'll be watching this closely to see if it has the desired effect. I don't like the fact that reagents are... It should be a part of a skill to where the reagent consumption happens or doesn't happen.
Well, I believe we already have that as it is.
And so low level, it should consume more reagents. Upper levels, it would consume less reagents.
No, the other way around. Low levels would consume next to nothing, if any.
Consume less reagents?
Yeah, if you want to do something a real easy, you're not, you do it so much, the chances of you having to use it and consume it are next to nothing. It's like thinking. Whereas level 3 to level 5, you got to pay attention, you got to concentrate, and you got to use those reagents to focus. I mean, it makes sense.
That's what I said.
Now, you said the more reagents got consumed at lower level spells.
No. At like the lower level of the spell. So say I'm a level 3 skill is Earthquake. Say I'm level 5 in Earthquake. That should require reagents almost every single time because I barely know how to cast it. If I'm level 99 in Earthquake, since I've cast it so many times, it's like looking at the back of my hand.
Exactly.
It should be not require reagents.
But I was thinking you were saying that a level 1 gust would consume more reagents, and I'm going, that doesn't make any sense.
You have to remember, this only applies to tiers 3, 4, and 5.
3, 4, and 5, correct. Okay.
Yeah, not tiers 1
and 2.
True. So, yeah. So, I I hope that Chris will rethink that and it gets readdressed. Shield of Air has had its focus drain ability removed, and the conversion rate for low-level skills has increased slightly. A significant air attunement buff is now also included. Earth's Embrace damage. I don't feel like reading like.
Yeah, it's a lot to
changes
go
to basic
into.
skills.
A lot of this stuff is just tweaks on the school's little
Yeah, just
enhancements.
tweaks on everything.
But it's in-depth tweaks, so it's stuff that people should read. We shouldn't have to read every single word for them.
No. No.
But we do a lot of
Other
times
than
just
like
because.
things that are completely changed, like wands and staves have been completely changed in function.
I like
they are
that
now
now.
bludgeons
I
and no longer
like
have
that.
a weak ranged attack.
Is,
Additionally, they act as powerful magical foci that can greatly enhance a caster's ability.
yes.
I completely agree with that change.
Absolutely. I'm
No
on board
longer
with
we see
those.
people like doing dings at long distance with a wand.
I've been looking for that one
Yeah.
for quite some time, to those to actually be a little bit more effective. And again, that can be an enhancement to use of reagents
Yeah.
within spells. I mean, I love all that stuff.
And then, so healing and focus potions, since I was bitching about that earlier, those have been greatly reduced in cost. Additionally, both the use and time and the cooldown times have been reduced.
I thought I had saw a blurb about that in there. That's what I was going to say.
I didn't see that earlier. So that brings to the point, one of the old things that was in the skill tree, or in our, whenever you hit V on your keyboard, which is your character stats, was your intoxication level. I wonder if they're going to bring that back at some point in time.
We understand. They've talked about it quite a bit.
They've talked about it, but it is no longer listed in the character stats. And
There's a
that
lot of
was
things
for
no longer
someone that
listed in the character
drinks a lot of
stats.
potions or drinks a lot of alcohol. They eventually get drunk, and that completely messes them up. So
I could see also an immunity to them, that after drinking them so many hundreds of times, they don't do quite as much. You have to vary your recipes. All sorts of possibilities.
Which should also change the effectiveness of a potion as well, if you think about it.
They should spoil
Because-
over time.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be a bitch, wouldn't it?
Yeah. This is some aged healing potions.
Is
that have turned
with a
bitter.
chance of it spoiling and doing some other odd things upon consumption.
Yeah.
Giving you twice as much as it used to get because something magically happened, or just causing you to retch in pain because it was spoiled.
Yes, random
Yep.
vomiting.
Yeah.
I remember spasming from poison in Ultima Online. But anyway, moving on.
Yep. So magical school playstyle enhancements. This is actually going to be kind of a big thing for people that play. Each school received a few small tweaks that offers benefits to specializing and playing in the style of the school. So fire, water, earth, and air. The shield style spells for these were all moved to tier 3 and had their durations and focus cost normalized. The shield spells also all now include an attunementness. Surround yourself with the elements for optimal firepower. Immolation, Embrace of Earth, Shield of Fire, and Shield of Air are the shield spells for these schools. Which is actually kind of cool that Immolation is no longer just a dot, but it's now considered a shield. Life healing spells now get a bonus to them based on the time you last did damage to an opponent. So this makes that this ramp up over about a minute to a 33% bonus. So if you really
Interesting.
want to be the healer and receive that bonus, you shouldn't be doing damage to something else. And so that's where it's like that dedicated healer in a party will actually become a little bit more interesting.
A little bit more useful.
The
Yes,
death
absolutely.
tree, on the other hand, I think this is really cool. Death gets the most exciting and challenging playstyle. Most death magic gets a buff based on how close to dead you are. This is to benefit those who truly want to live the optimal necromancer lifestyle of turning their life into focus and then draining the life from enemies to replenish their life. Live on the edge, death magic fanatics. What could go wrong? Sun and Moon, there are already some bonuses for Sun and Moon and received minor tweaks. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. The story, we're going to have new scenes, including the towns of Resolute and Airy.
Hey, Airy. I still haven't looked at Resolute or the Foothills. I haven't looked at any of that. The only thing I've
Resolute
done
is the city,
Airy.
is the next destination for the Avatar following the Path of Courage. During that, you're given an amulet, blah, 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 blah. Don't need to talk about that. The quest in the area will take new avatars on the Path of Courage back to the scene of the Battle of Highvale to assist knights in retaking the village. Airy, the city of Airy, is situated on the top of the Longfall Peninsula, right next to, what's the name of your towns?
Snoke Harbor, Journey's End, and Red Hook.
Yes, all three of them. So Airy is the city of truth and a key stop for players seeking the secret of bone steel discovered in Blood River, largest city in the Verdanus Plain, for a long time the hub of commerce and daily life in the region. Let's see. Please note that not all NPCs may be complete for the scene on day one of release 26, so we may have some meows in there.
Oh, we got a lot of meows. Meow, meow.
A lot of meows. Meow, meow, meow.
The got to be fluent and feline around here.
That's right. This adventuring area in the Varsala foothills was once rich in copper and other ores, but a massive satyr run mining operation in the area effectively stripped the land bare over several decades. The miners, primarily fallen slaves, were forced to work daily shifts of 12 hours or more. Should have been like a number like 16 hours or more, even after it became apparent that the Orient area had been overmined. Even after production had hit rock bottom, the satyrs refused to abandon the mines in the belief that a mother lode was still to be found.
We gotta go digging.
Yep.
We gotta go digging.
You gotta go deep.
As I believe the mother lode's still down there.
That's right.
As only us miners are gonna find that out.
Yep. So eventually they did dig underneath a lake, and imagine that shit happened, and the shaft's walls were breached, and the lake water quickly filled in all connected tunnels. Hundreds of miners and their overseers were killed. The mining operation was finished, but rumors still inspired kobolds and other scavengers to search the area for the never-found mother lode. So there is a mother lode somewhere in there.
They believe.
The Sanctus... Yeah, no, there is. There is. There has to be. I heard rumors of a mother lode there.
I want to believe.
Yeah. Yes. So Sanctus Spine, which is next to the city of Hearth. This control point is located on the mountainous border where the South Palladius and North meets North Palladius and controls traffic flowing between the two regions. Recently, kobolds have seized control of this important landmark and seek to stop any humans moving through the narrow pass. Diceburg Ruins, which is a PvP zone. Rumors say that the Diceburg was once a great city of valiant fighters, the Lord British and his ancient virtues. Sadly, Diceburg fell in ancient times. It is not known if Diceburg was overtaken by the Obsidian Cabal that rose 200 years ago or crumbled on its own. That's funny, Casey.
Hey, Butterhead.
Yes, Malcifer needs this wipe, so we all need this wipe. And dreadfully despise his little wand does some damage over time. Yeah, so Casey said that his son had a mother lode for the sitter just before he picked him up. She had to bail him.
She was not looking forward to the wipe.
Oh, I
Yeah,
bet.
she was not looking forward to the wipe. Let's see.
I bet
So,
she wasn't.
Yeah. Okay, so target highlight versus conversation mode. NPCs no longer display the target highlight visual when they were in conversation mode with them. Oh man, so they're no longer going to be breaking my immersion by
The- breaking your immersion by having that beautiful blue lustrous glow around them.
So it's no longer going to tell me for 45 minutes when I'm trying to talk to somebody that it just keeps going to the NPC versus who I'm trying to talk to.
No, it's just telling you
Well,
it's not going to glow around the NPC, I thought.
Yeah. No, it's not going to glow around the NPC when they're in conversation mode. So when it sucks you into that mode, the only thing is, have they fixed the chat lag yet?
Again, we shall see.
Yeah.
Now we got discoveries and points of interest here that were added or polished. And I'm not seeing anything.
Well, I like the polish part first.
I'm hoping that'll end a few of the questions that keep coming up on the forums.
Like?
Why do all the scenes look blah blah blah?
Oh, we were just talking
Well,
about that earlier.
We were talking about that before the show started.
Yeah, we were talking about that topic right before the show, and I don't get it. I mean, if you go into Kingsport, you go into Owl's Head, you go into
What they're
Braemar.
doing is they're bitching about all the veil mark templates. And they don't know the difference between an NPC town with an NPC schedule and everything else versus a player-run town, which is, you know what, there's not a lot of NPCs, but this gives you the option for role-playing in your own town that your guild can take over. Or you can buy and own a player-owned town. So that one
Correct,
is so
correct.
there's a difference between a player-run town, and currently those are the ones that are all using the exact same template that he's bitching about on the official
I
forums.
gotcha.
I'm just tired
So-
of like having to go, well, watch the winter telethon or read some information that the devs put out occasionally about how they just use these as a template and they're going to develop them further as time goes on.
Yeah.
Even
I
with
have
my
no idea
horrible
who this
memory,
person
I
is
can
that sent me a
memorize
friend
these
request.
things.
Yeah, but that's one where it's like that's a huge conversation for, like, let's fight with people about.
Yeah, so I just say, just watch
Yeah.
the winter telethon and I'm on.
Yeah, there you go. Is
Yeah, he was not one of my former students. So one of my former students are adding me on Facebook for some odd reason. So let's see. So the scenes that were polished, they made a polished path through Exeter. They also added a ruins on a hill behind the town to more accurately reflect the town's history as it was described in Blade of the Avatar. They also deleted a duplicate version of the scene that was causing some players to have overlapping lot ownership. Then, after the North Grenvald Barrens updated to dynamic spawns for NPCs and resources, and added new discoveries and points of interest, Blood River and Highvale, these scenes have been upgraded to the new water system. And discoveries and points of interest for Ardura Sewers, Saladia Catacombs, Kingsport Sewers, North Marsh, South Grenvald Barrens, Verdanus Shardfalls, Spectral Foothills, Spectral Mines, Furnace Pass, East Perennial Trail, South Celestial, Wetlands, Novia Overworld, Hidden Vale Overworld, Solace Forest, East Veiled Swamp, and Necropolis Barrens. That sounds like they should have just said everything in the Perennial Coast.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So control points, they have polished the timing and content of the enemy waves for all control points. That is actually, when are they going to make those control points actually relevant to the game? And by that, I mean, make them PvP zones.
We don't know if they're ever going to do that.
They need to, because otherwise it's like, if you actually go through and look at like the existing PvP zones,
Wasn't there mention of separate PvP control points?
all the control points need to be PvP zones, not just some of them.
Now,
I mean, it's like, and the reason I say that is because if you start thinking about it, as far as a regional economy, how do you enable a guild or an alliance of some sort to actually control a region of the map? If I can go into single player mode or friends only online, I can bypass anything. So those control points also need to force everybody into multiplayer online mode as well.
Well, then it would force everybody into one guild.
well,
No.
yeah, there's a lot of arguments still to be said there, but there's
Yeah.
a couple other things I think we just need to touch on real quick for today. We are
Oh,
running short.
wait,
We
that's
only got
because
a couple
we've got
minutes.
4 minutes left.
But one of them coming in was taxes. Taxes are finally coming in, folks. We'll talk a lot more about that tomorrow as we get to see them. We've got a preview of them. Was one of the big things that's coming in.
Yeah, if you don't have a rent-free deed, a row house should be about what was that, 25 or 50 gold a day?
It was 100 gold for a village. I hadn't checked a row, and I think it was 50, 100, 200, so on. I don't know them all, so I really can't say.
Yeah.
And that may just change tomorrow.
The inactivity timer for tax-free lots has been increased to 4 months.
Minimum.
It's a minimum. Well, right now it's 4 months, but it's supposed to be. Eventually, it's going to be like almost a year for a Lord of the Manor. But right now, it's just 4 months.
Correct.
They
And
haven't
then,
worked on that tech yet.
Another one I like to see there is the dynamic player-owned town tool delayed, choosing your starting point and so on and so forth. But
Yeah.
we are going to see that coming up. But meanwhile, we want to hit today's calendar, and we'll pick up tomorrow, covering some of the stuff that we can play with.
On the cold dwelling there, that's gonna be for sale.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Where was I? Calendar. Why do I want to do the calendar?
Yeah,
Remember,
because we
calendars
always do
on
the calendar.
NBNN.info. You can always go to NBNN.info and click on the calendar button all times. Our New Britannia time, which is Central Standard Time for those of us in the real world. Since we do have a wipe tomorrow, don't expect a lot on the calendar because really there's not a lot in the calendar since it is Wednesday in game. So today at 4, between 4 and 6, we have DJ Golden Wing doing Community Appreciation Wednesday, where they do some poetry readings, music, and some other stuff. At between 6 and 8 on Avatars Radio, we have DJ Protomat with Squirrel. Then let's see.
Wednesday
Also at
nights.
6 o'clock, we have the Wednesday nights in Caird Rockwich. This is an impromptu event, but on occasion I may be doing something nightly. So this is a roleplay event in Caird Rockwich with Bowen Bloodgood. At 7 o'clock tonight, we have the EVL Pipsqueak PvP tournament. Remember, there's only a $1,000 entrance. All proceeds of all those entry fees is actually awarded in a 70-30 split, 70% to the winner and 30% to the runner-up. So, and if they do have a huge a lot of participants, they will actually end up doing two different
break
brackets.
up the tiers,
and
that's
doing
right.
Yes, so they will break it up into tiers if need be. Between 8 and 10, or 8 and midnight tonight, all the DJs on Avatar Radio are going to be doing the Hot Potato DJ. So they're going to be playing some weird game on Avatars Radio. At 8 o'clock tonight is Blaz's favorite event of the week, which is
Spend Sparhawk's gold.
Yes, that's where Striker Sparhawk does a happy hour in a random bar somewhere in the in the PAX layer. And so go hang out with Striker Sparhawk and just do some in-game drinking and let him buy some stuff.
Buy a couple rounds for the good folks in game there.
Yes. So
Lots and lots of
there
great
was-
stuff
yep.
out there today. I'm glad Star got that out in time for us.
Yes, I am glad as well.
So we
And,
didn't have to sit
so-
here and stutter around it and be tight-lipped about it and hint at what we saw was coming. But anyway, we want to thank everybody out there for watching. Thank everybody for listening. We want to thank our
Yes,
sponsors
thank
out
you.
there.
I'll let you do it.
Well, we want to thank, of course, especially our friend Ben over at Relics by Rild. If you want to get some soda swag, check out relicsbyrild.com. You get some cool shirts. You get some cool hats, you get patches, drinkware, all sorts of items through Relics by Rild. And if you want to get 10% off that swag, use the promo code NBNN on checkout. Thanks to our newest patron, Knickknack, and Soda Taming out there. I want to thank Soda Craft for all your crafting needs. Shroud Marketplace. Don't forget tonight, folks, 7 o'clock, you get a chance to melt those items down once again. And there will be one more chance, Jack, on Friday. Is that correct? To melt those items down? We'll have to check on that, but there is a meltdown tonight at 7 o'clock. So if
Yes, meltdown at 7 o'clock tonight and 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right, and that'll about do it for us, folks. This is Laz. And that's Jack. And
I love you too.
that's Casey.
It's Casey. Have a good one.
And I love you, man.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
I love you too. Okay.
Alrighty, folks, stay tuned to NBNN for more news, sports, information, entertainment, crazy wild happenings here in Shrouded Avatar. Stay tuned, and we'll see you again tomorrow. We'll be here probably early, bringing you the launch 26 tomorrow.
We'll be doing our land rush for Owl's Head,
The
just for the studio.
NBNN Land
I'm
Rush.
going to beat you, but I love you.
I love you too, man.
I love you too, baby.
You still can't get my Bud Light.
And I'm going to stay streaming for a little bit so I can talk about microphones
Okay, you have fun.
with Dreadfully Despised.
And that'll about do it for us, folks. Stay tuned to NBNN. We'll see y'all tomorrow.